Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of media videos for 2024, and we're going to be focused on game action from Week 9. Now, before we get into our video, I wanted to report out the statistics from our overtime procedures. And remember, by rule, each team in overtime gets a possession series from their 25-yard line. And if you score a touchdown in the second overtime, you must go for two. And if we get to a third overtime, each team's possession series is a one-play, two-point try from the 3-yard line, and we continue this process till we have a winner. Now in FBS, we've had 22 overtime games, and that's about 4% of our games go into extra periods. And 15 of those 22 have been decided in the first overtime, the balance in the second overtime. And if we look at all divisions in NCAA football, we've had 86 overtime games, and 71% have been decided in one overtime. And only 3.4% have gone beyond two overtimes. We've had 2 4-overtime games and 1 5-overtime games. But the overtime procedures, they're exciting. We get a winner, and we've limited the number of extra plays, and that's good for the players. So with that, let's get on into our video. Our first play this week, we get a fake field goal, a very unusual play. We see the holder takes the snap, pitches the ball back over his head to the kicker, who catches the ball and heads in to the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Now, we received numerous questions as to the legality of this play and how the holder can have his knee down with the ball and not be considered down. Now, as we know, a player is down and the ball is considered dead when a ball carrier has any part of his body touching the ground other than his hand or foot. This play is an exception to the rule, and that if we have a player that is the holder for a place kick and at the snap there's a player in position to kick the ball being held, then he's not down even if his knee's on the ground. And from this position, the ball can be kicked or passed, or he can advance the ball. And we're careful to note this was a backward pass, and if not completed, the ball would stay live. But if the pass were forward and it hit the ground, it would be incomplete. Now, other rule codes have variations here. For example, the National Federation or high school rules, the holder must rise. They must get their knee off the ground before they can pass, hand, or run with the ball. Very interesting play. Play 2, there are 3 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. The score is tied, and the offense lines up to attempt a game-winning field goal. Now, the kick is going to be blocked, and the defense falls on the ball, and the game heads to overtime. And as we go back and take a look at the play again, we see number 6, he blocked the kick after leaping over the offensive lineman. And is that a foul? By rule, it's a foul for leaping if a player in an attempt to block the kick leaps into the plane directly above the frame of the body of an opponent. But there's an exception to the rule. It's not a foul for leaping if the player was aligned in a stationary position within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage at the snap. That's where number 6 was on this play, and the leap here is legal, an impressive athletic play. Play 3, the offense has 4th and 19 just past midfield, and they elect to punt. Now, the punt's very high. The return man fakes as if he's going to catch the ball at the 10-yard line. But number 0 for the kicking team, he actually catches the ball in flight over the shoulder at the 1, and his momentum carries him into the end zone. He tries to flip the ball back into the field of play, and it rolls back into the end zone. Now, by rule, the kicking team can legally catch the punt as long as there's no receiver in position to catch the ball at that time. And when the kicking team possesses a kick, and they actually have firm control of the ball is immediately dead at that point. So the ball is declared dead here at the 1 based on number 0 having full possession, firm control of the ball. So whatever happens subsequent to this possession is action with a dead ball. So the result of the play is the receiving team, they'll have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line. Play 4 is 4th down. The offense punts with the ball being snapped at the -21. Now the punt goes off the side of the kicker's foot, and we can see the ball going way out of bounds deep into the team bench area around the 46 or 47-yard line where squad members touch the ball. But the ball should be spotted on this play where it crossed out of bounds.
Now, the side judge is coming back down the sideline with his arm up, and he stops right at the 41-yard line to spot the ball. But how can he tell from his position and angle where the ball crossed out of bounds? When we see him coming down the sideline, he's really not looking at where the ball potentially crossed the boundary, but he's looking back to the referee. And then as we see the referee, who has a perfect view of where the ball landed, and the referee goes to the exact spot where the ball was kicked, he keeps an eye on the spot where the ball landed, and at the exact moment that the side judge intersects that line that he's focused on, he blows his whistle and points at the side judge. The side judge stops, and that's where we spot the ball where it crossed the boundary. So this is a solid process for the crew to determine where the ball crossed out of bounds on a punt. Play 5, the quarterback hands off to the runner. He turns upfield and is going to run into the end zone for a touchdown, but we get a flag down from our back judge. And as we go back and take a look, we see that the receiver from the top of the formation, he comes back toward the ball and he forcefully blocks the defensive safety. He approaches the safety from the blind side and blocks him with a big hit. Now, by rule, no player may approach an opponent from the blind side and attack that opponent with forcible contact. So this is a correct call by our back judge for an illegal blindside block. Now, another point of note on this play, a player receiving a blindside block by rule is considered defenseless. So replay is going to stop the game here to look for a potential targeting foul. And as we can see, the blocker attacks. We have a defenseless player. There's forcible contact to the head of that defenseless player. So replay properly adds targeting to the illegal blindside block. And this is the type block we don't want in the game. If the player approaches an opponent from the blind side, they can deliver a block with extended hands, they can screen or absorb, but they may not attack with force. Our last play this week, the quarterback throws a quick out to the receiver who catches the ball, makes a move, and then is off down the sideline. Now, as he gets to about the 20-yard line, he flashes a sign and taunts the pursuing defender and then strides on into the end zone. Now, taunting an opponent is an unsportsmanlike act, and if this foul occurs during live ball action, it's penalized as a live ball foul. So this results in no touchdown, and a 15-yard penalty is enforced from the spot of the taunting foul. These type of taunting actions can lead to issues in our game and must be penalized. Well, that's it for our plays this week, and we appreciate both your time invested in this video and your comments. These comments continue to direct our future videos. Best of luck to all.